Hello there. I'm professional psychic Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, March 27th, 2022. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel while you're here. And I would love it if you would share it with several friends that you think might be interested in this. So, for those of you who don't know me, I've been doing professional psychic readings here in Austin, Texas since 1988. I'm a channel, an empath, and a medium, and I use astrology and tarot when I do my private sessions. I also do past life regressions, rebirthings, psychic development instruction, and house clearings. So if you're interested in any of those services, I'll put all my contact information below this video, and please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. Also, and I offer a sliding scale fee. My website's below and it has my prices on my website. But if you need a little bit of a break, then let me know and I'd be happy to extend to you my sliding scale services. All right, so I'm going to talk as usual about the transits for this week, and then I'll do mini readings for all 12 signs, and that is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising. And for those of you new to astrology, how do you get this information? You can go to astro.com, astro.com. It's a free, you can register for free at that website. Plug in your birth date, your time of birth, and your place of birth, and they can generate a free chart for you. If you don't know the time of birth, you won't be able to know your rising sign. So, and it's very important when it comes to timing in astrology, because the rising sign is what places all the planets in the houses. And there's 12 houses in an astrology chart. It's divided into like a pie with 12 pieces, and each house represents a different aspect of your life. So when I do the readings, you can actually listen to all the readings. And if you know your chart, you can look at each house that that sign represents, and you can see that these things can happen in relationship to that house. And I'll talk a little bit about the houses when I do the 12 signs at the end of this video. I'll put the timestamps below so you can look at the specific ones that are of interest to you or your loved ones. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this astrology because we'll have a new moon this week. So I want to talk, I'll pick a tarot card for every sign. And then I'll also talk about where the new moon will be showing up in which house. And that's by your rising sign. So that's important to know your time of birth for that. Okay, so right now as I begin to record this, the sun's at 7 degrees of Aries. It's moved into Aries now in the first decan. Aries energy is bright and shiny and impulsive. It's the baby of the zodiac. So we just started a new astrological new year last year when the sun came into Aries. And this week when we have the new moon, which will be exact at 1:24 a.m. Austin time on Friday morning, the 1st, April 1st. If you're on the West Coast, it'll happen at 11:24 p.m. on March 31st. But so the new moon, this will be the first new moon. It'll be in Aries. The first new moon of the astrological new year is a powerful time for new beginnings. So this week, I would like for you to gather your thoughts about what you intend to start new, because this is not only the start of the next lunar cycle, it's the start of this whole year. So it's kind of like what you do on New Year's Eve, like set the intentions for the whole new year. I want you guys to do that this week. What do you want to begin new and have a complete karmic change in this this whole year, right? So think about that for the next few days so that when you go into this new moon on early Friday morning, Saturday night when you go to bed, unless you're a night owl and you stay up till then, have in mind the intentions that you would like to set. It's great to write them down. This is a great time to do vision boards or whatever other rituals that you might want to come up with to celebrate the new moon, because this is a powerful one. The next new moon will be on April 30th, and it will be a partial solar eclipse. So that's also a powerful one. We've got a very powerful month on deck, on tap. And so I'll talk a little bit about the overall month as well, but mainly just focus on this week. So right now the moon is in Aquarius. It's at 14 degrees of Aquarius. So this is the second decan of Aquarius. And we have a stellium in Aquarius. Aquarius right now, because Venus is sitting at 20 degrees, Mars is at 16 degrees, and Saturn's at 21 degrees. So Mars first, then Venus and Saturn. So Venus and Mars have been traveling together for over a month now. They've started to separate. Venus finally got her speed back and is moving ahead of Mars now. So she's 2 degrees, no, it's like she's 4 degrees ahead of Mars right now. So they're still conjunct. Any planets within a 7-degree orb is considered conjunct. The closer they are, then the more we feel the connection. It's like putting two alchemical elements together, and it creates a certain chemistry, or they interact with the planets interact with each other when they get closer together. And so we have a lot of planets interacting with each other this week, and I'll dive into them. But the first is this stellium in Aquarius that I want to talk about. So Aquarius, what is Aquarius? Aquarius rules the 11th house in astrology. So it's by nature groups and networks. It's all humanity. It's got the two wavy lines. It's an air sign. So it's all of us moving and vibing together. Aquarius is a fixed sign, which if you know any Aquarians, they can be very hard-headed, or they know it all. And, you know, they'll do things outside of the box. They're unique. It's a maverick sign. And so anytime you have a planet in Aquarius, it's going to be sort of a unique, different spin on it, right? So the moon is our intuition, our inner feelings. It's also the people. When you look at like a country's chart, the moon in a, like the United States chart, for example, the moon represents the people. So often transitions with the moon will be about all people on the planet, but on a personal level, it's about your intuition, your emotions. So moon in Aquarius is you're vibing out, especially in this second decan, you're vibing out your connections with others. Who is your group? Where's your tribe? Are you my tribe? Are you my people? Are you not my people, right? So the moon over the next 24 hours will cross over this stellium of Mars first, then Venus, then Saturn. It'll be conjunct with Saturn tomorrow on Monday, the 28th. So let's talk about all this. So as the moon goes over a planet, it highlights the planet. So these three are all together in a stellium, Mars, Venus, and Saturn. So they're all interacting together. Venus and Mars are the male and female principle. Venus representing the Venusian, the female principles. It is the goddess of arts, and it's the relationship planet. It's our money, and it's how we receive energy. That's Venus. Mars is the masculine energy. It's the ruler of Aries, where Venus is the rulers of both Libra and Taurus. So as the moon moves over Mars first, Mars is the masculine energy. It's how we put action, take energy, move forward in our world. So the moon moving over Mars first will be, how do we intuitively move forward in our lives, right? That's one way you could look at it. It is feeling out the vibe of how things move forward. Then the moon will move over Venus. Venus then highlights how we love, who we love, how is our relationships going right now. Another thing that I didn't talk about in terms of stellium, right there between Venus and Saturn right now is Juno. Juno is an asteroid. It's the good wife. Juno in Greek mythology was the wife of Zeus. She was devoted and loyal, and it can represent in a birth chart what you look for in committed partnerships. The transiting Juno can bring the emphasis of committed relationships, particularly when it's conjunct Venus as it is right now. Right now, as I'm recording this, Venus is at 20, Juno's at 21, and Saturn's at 21. Saturn is how we form things. It's our structures, our how we say no, set up boundaries. It's also like where we put in extra effort and extra time. So this combo of Venus, the moon crossing over Venus, then Juno, then Saturn, is a huge emphasis over this next, even tonight when you're sleeping. If you're watching this tomorrow, you may have had dreams about this. If you're watching this on Monday, you may have had dreams about this in your sleep, or you may find these themes coming up in your day on Monday. We feel transits ahead of time. Before they happen, we feel the transits afterwards. So This is putting extra emphasis on love, relationships, what and who we commit to. Saturn can be our commitments too, and who we will set up a structure with, we'll set up a home with someone, we'll set up a committed relationship with someone. So there's a strong emphasis right now and over tomorrow into who and what do we commit to in terms of our love, in terms of our relationships. So there's a major emphasis on this Venus energy over the next 24 hours. So super powerful. And I see that. And you can have just ahas, realizations, the moon, intuitive insights into your relationships, and also what you love, who you love. It could be the arts and music. You could be inspired to write something musically, or write a poem, or create some new piece of art too, with this beautiful moon crossing over Venus, and then Saturn structure how we form stuff. It's like, but it can, a lot of conversations about commitment, I think, will be happening this week, kicking off today, Sunday, tomorrow. There's some other things, because Mercury is about communication and connection, and Mercury is now moved into Aries. So Mercury's at 1 degree of Aries as I'm recording this, and I'll talk more about the movement of Mercury too. Let's see what I'm looking at my notes here. So when any of the planets move over Saturn, Saturn's very slow moving, right? So when they move over, they start a whole new cycle, right? A new beginning, because Saturn's like the timekeeper, right? So as Venus crosses over Saturn tomorrow, it'll start a whole new cycle in terms of relationships in your life, and what you love and who you love, and your money, your finances. So it's another thing to be thinking of, is like, what over this past year has your relationships looked like? What has shifted or changed in your relationships? And what do you want to shift and change moving forward into this new year? Again, we have this new moon we're already feeling the energy of at the end of the week. So these powerful conjunctions, and then this new moon kind of putting an extra magic poof on it, emphasizes relationships, I believe, because of this conjunction going on. So very, very powerful. New commitments is one of the things I wrote down. New responsibilities, and also new commitments to yourself. But since this is happening, we'll have the new moon in Aries, which is a lot about ego and self, and then Aquarius is about connections with others. So putting them together, what feels right for me about my connections and my commitments with other people? This could really be highlighted this week. I think it will be highlighted this week. And just not relationships of all kinds, business relationships, family relationships, significant others for sure. But you can find these sort of new beginnings, realizations around relationships coming with Venus crossing over, with the moon crossing over Venus, and Venus conjuncting, crossing over Saturn. What makes us feel secure? Which relationships make us feel loved, supported, secure? Those are kind of the things. And then Mars will be crossing over Saturn. I believe that's, yes, next Monday. So a week from now, Mars will be conjuncting Saturn. So the planet of how we take action, and it'll start a new cycle of like, where we're putting our energies. So I'll come back here. All right. So I have Mars goes to 17 degrees on Tuesday. The moon moves into Pisces, where there is now 2 planets that are the co-rulers of Pisces. Now, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so it can represent past lives, the deep unconscious, the subconscious. It's our spiritual connection to the divine. It's our psychic connection. It's the music and the arts. So back before we had telescopes, Jupiter was the ruler of Pisces. That was the outer planet, and it was the old ruler of Pisces. Once telescopes came around, then Neptune, we could see these outer planets, and then Neptune became the ruler of Pisces. So they're considered co-rulers. They're both in Pisces. They're conjunct right now. Jupiter's moving closer to Neptune. Right now, Jupiter's at 20 degrees as I'm recording this. Neptune's at 23. So they're 3 degrees apart. So we're already feeling these two coming together. So, so Neptune, being the ruler of Pisces on a positive end is our psychic connection, our spiritual connection. It's downloads from the divine. It's having these aha realizations, just these outer body experiences with divinity, our own divinity, with the higher realms out there, spirit guides, angels, connections with higher vibrational energies. That's, the psychic radar Neptune in Pisces, the ruler of Pisces. So any planet in its home sign is extra potent, extra powerful in that sign. Neptune moved into Pisces in 2012. So since that time, there's been a lot of people waking up, wanting to have spiritual practices, wanting to tap into their own intuition and develop it. And by the way, I believe everyone is psychic. We all have intuitive abilities. And my number one job, as I see it, is to help people develop and get in touch with their own abilities, so that when you're listening to and following your own inner voice, your own psychic information, which I believe is the connection to your higher self, your divine self, you're going to be on track for your life. You'll be in rhythm when you line up your inner voice, you listen to your inner voice, and you take action based on what your inner voice is telling you. You'll be on track, in rhythm for where you should go in your life. That's why I always advocate getting in touch with your gut, getting in touch with your intuition, and following it in everything you do, right? So Neptune can really help us with that in Pisces. It's been helping us, like I said, since 2012. It's been in its home sign, and it's now in the third decan, which is about connecting with our future too. And what is our future vision? What are we downloading now that will affect our futures? Now, Jupiter is the good luck planet. It makes things bigger and better. It brings good luck and fortune. Whenever Jupiter is transiting something, it brings kisses into the mix. So Jupiter conjunct Neptune makes things bigger, right? So makes your spiritual desires bigger, makes your desire to connect intuitively bigger, makes your psychic hits bigger, makes your connection with the divine more powerful. Now, the downside of Neptune is illusion, addiction, fuzzy thinking, not being able to get clear, muddled energy, right? So we've just been feeling that because Mercury's been transiting through Pisces. Thankfully, it's now moved into Aries. So we should get some wherewithal around our brain right now. But going through Pisces was, people asking me, is Mercury retrograde? It's like, no, that's Mercury moving through Pisces. So we've had that moved off. Now we just have the co-rulers in Pisces at the moment. We'll have the moon moving into Pisces this week as well. So that'll highlight this as well. So more and more people are feeling drawn to develop their abilities. More and more people are feeling the need to get spiritual, to have a daily spiritual practice of some sort, to be meditating, connecting with their higher self in some way, shape, form, or fashion. We're going to have a once in a lifetime transit on April 12th. Neptune and Jupiter will be conjunct. It's never happened before in anybody who's alive on the planet's lifetime, and it won't happen again in our lifetime. These co-rulers together in Pisces, once in a lifetime transit. So whenever we have that kind of a transit, we start feeling the power of them beforehand, especially outer planets that move more slowly. When they get together, it is a powerful punch. So this is a very, very exciting transit, and we're already feeling it. You may be experiencing this in your dreams. Dreams could be more vivid. Even the average person is having like deja vu experiences or past life flashbacks, or the sense that something beyond their rational, logical mind is in the mix, right? Being touched by spirit, realizations, aha moments, all that. So this is going to just intensify over these next 2 weeks until we get to the 12th. And we'll still be feeling it on the other side of it. But this is the biggest transit that we're headed into for the entire month. So we're already feeling it. It's super exciting. We'll have Jupiter move to 21 degrees of Pisces on Wednesday. Venus moves to 22 of Aquarius on back it up on Tuesday. So we're having planetary shift. They're moving forward. So Venus moving to 22. 22 is like a breakdown, breakthrough energy, and we could feel that. So as much as you may be making new commitments in your relationships, you could also reach ahead and go, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. You can make a new commitment to yourself, Venus. I'm going to just love myself here. And I'm not going to, this relationship is not loving for me, and I'm going to be getting out. So if you're in any kind of relationships where you're not feeling the love, chances are you're going to be saying, nope, not doing this, moving forward, ending that. Right. And if you are feeling love in your relationship, you may very well be making commitments this week, or a deeper connection or commitments to a relationship you're already committed to. You can find that you're moving to a deeper level with someone new or in a existing relationship. So then we'll have the moon moving into Aries on Thursday, right? Beginning ready to go into its new. So a new moon is when the sun and the moon are together in the sky. It starts a new whole cycle, right? Usually a 28-day cycle of the moon. But since this is the first new moon of that new astrological new year, it is a powerful one. So even more powerful is the new moon will be happening at 11 degrees of Aries, at 12 degrees, conjunct this new sun and moon, is Chiron, the wounded healer, and at 9 degrees during the new moon is Mercury. So they're in this mix too. So this is a more potent new moon than usual. So Chiron's the wounded healer. Where Chiron is in your birth chart is where we've been wounded in past lives. It usually shows up in our childhood where we have a particular wounding, and then we'll repeat, we'll get triggered in this area, and we'll find that we, get in these situations where this wounding occurs again and again and again until we heal it. And I believe one of the important things that we're doing on this planet is healing these karmic wounds, healing these things we've drug over lifetimes. And that's one of the cool things about this Jupiter Neptune combo, is it can illuminate and give us insight to some of these areas that may be normally buried beneath the subconscious, right? Not being able to access it, bringing it up so we can see it. So this new moon is really about self-love and healing. In Aries is the baby of the zodiac. So anything in Aries is often about how we love ourselves, right? So again, every sign has a positive and negative. So Aries positives, passion, the warmth of spirit, inspiration, can initiate things. The downside of Aries is it's ruled by Mars. So Mars is the god of war. So Aries can be hot-headed, can be impulsive, it can act without thinking, right? So any planets that move into like we've got the sun moving through Aries. So everybody can feel this Aries influence, not just those of us that are Aries. I have 3 planets in Aries. My sun, my moon, and my Mercury are all Aries. So that triple fire can be a bonfire that other people want to come and warm up around, but it can be too much, too intensive for people. It's like, back away from the fire. So the Chiron at 12 degrees is in the second decan. So we're healing our relationships with other people, what we perceive other people think of us. A lot of the times it's just what we think people think, not necessarily what they think. We may think nobody likes us, right? And that may not be true. We may just be projecting some low self-esteem onto the world around us. So that's a typical Aries thing too, to just project your stuff onto others and assume that everyone else feels like what you feel, because Aries can be self-involved. That's another downside of the Aries. So Chiron in the second decan is healing our relationships with others. What we are willing to accept from other people, again, back to the relationship thing. And like, if we're experiencing the ouch over and over again in a relationship, it's time to move away from that person that's creating a situation where you're hurting yourself or feeling hurt over and over and over again. Chiron is helping us heal. So it's helping us heal our relationships with other people. And then Mercury is how we communicate, and it's our thoughts. So Mercury in the mix of this new moon is also new conversations around healing, new conversations where we can clearly state what we need and how things make us feel, come from a place of authenticity. So we can have really healing conversations this week with others where we can say, hey, when you say this, I feel fill in the blank, right? Or when you do this, my experience is, and just really have some honest, or like, I really want to tell you how I'm feeling, or I really want to tell you what I'm thinking about something, and having honest relationships where an honest mutual relationship, the other person can listen and hold the space for any conversations about anything. If you're in a relationship with someone that you can't talk about certain subjects, that also is a red flag. Pay attention, may be a relationship to just remove yourself from, because we want to feel safe in our relationships. So, healing in relationships is about safety and security. And who do you feel comfortable being yourself around? And who sees your real self and not some projected version of their unresolved stuff onto you, calls you out for the stuff that they're doing. That can be maddening. So I see lots of insights happening around relationships, around our communications with others with this new moon. It's a healing opportunity. And Aries is also the pioneer. That's another positive. Aries will go where no one else has gone. They'll be the first to sign up to go do something. So this new moon in Aries can be like a new beginning in a new direction, new area of your life, something you haven't done before. Or since Chiron is in the mix, it can be a new relationship that's healing the old karmic patterns, right? Particularly if you have Aries ruling your seventh house, which I do. I'm a Libra rising, so Aries is in my seventh house. So this is happening in the realms of my relationships, this new moon. And I'm going to talk about which houses when I get to the readings part. So I'll talk about everybody where this new moon is showing up for you, depending on what your rising sign is. And we'll dive more into where you can be experiencing this new moon, this new start, this fresh beginning in which area of your life. Saturday of the weekend, we'll have the moon moving into Taurus, giving us a more grounded energy. I think healing conversations will continue. Mercury will conjunct Chiron and the sun on Saturday. So healing conversations again with Mercury and Chiron and the sun together. That's a powerful combo. So I feel like this is a great week for deep level conversations that can really feel like you're shifting deep level things. Okay, did I talk about everything I've written notes about? The big thing is we're moving to this Jupiter Neptune and Pisces conjunction that'll be exact on April 12th. We're already feeling that. So since Pisces is creativity, spirituality, psychic things, so there can be new developments in this. You may want to write if you're a musician, write new music, maybe coming up like in ways that are powerful and amazing with this Jupiter Neptune combo. So it's a great time to do creative projects, start new things, plant new seeds, whatever. If you've got a creative project, launch it with this new moon, and then you'll get extra oomph with this Jupiter Neptune conjunction happening as well. Oh, Neptune is also sextiling the north node this week and trining the south node. So the nodes are at 23 degrees. They move backwards in the sky. So the north node is at 23 degrees of Taurus. The south node's at 23 degrees of Scorpio. So the north node is what we're collectively, all of us on the planet, learning. It's like we're in class, teachers wrapping the desk. Okay, students, listen up. We're talking about Taurus energies. This is about creativity. It's about grounding. It's about taking care of your physical body. It's about how you feed yourself. It's our food. It's our money. It's creative things. So North Node at 23 degrees of Taurus, sextiling, that's a positive relationship with Neptune. We can get great insights into what new things we could be learning. And again, an emphasis on creative projects. And also, Taurus is about valuing ourselves. And so, Neptune can get us downloads and insights about which areas of our life are we creating value that are valuable for us? Which people in our lives are showing us that we're valuable to them? And which energies, which people is not, when we're not feeling valued, we're not being, and also not just by others, but ourselves. Are we valuing ourselves? Are we treating ourselves as treasures, right? Okay, so that's the North Node, Neptune sextiling. It's happening all week. Then the South Node is what we're releasing, what we're letting go of. It's past life karma. So again, with a trine, this is a positive relationship as well. With Neptune, we could get super clear insight, especially because Jupiter is right there, around what to let go of. What is karmic patterns that are ending for all times? Insight. Scorpio is the deep, dark water. So we could have some deep level insights into deep karmic patterns within ourselves. Like, oh, it's like kind of doing a 4th step inventory and 12-step stuff where you like do a fearless and searching moral inventory. We may be all kind of doing that, like having our stuff come up and being able to do it with love, because one of this energy of the beautiful Pisces energy is a spiritual divine love. So we could look at our karmic flaws, the karmic patterns, and have compassion on ourselves and say, okay, well, I'm shifting that now. I'm going to make changes to release that. And again, with Venus crossing over Saturn and then Mars crossing over Saturn next week, we can make new commitments with ourselves in terms of how we're putting our energies and how we're treating ourselves, letting go of the addiction. That's one of the things with this Jupiter Neptune combo, because Neptune can be addictions. Jupiter can make things bigger. So people's addictive things can come to a head. You could be really feeling like if you're drinking too much, it can be cray cray. If you're having too much sex, it's off the chain. Like whatever you're doing too much of in an addictive way, you're going to have insights, I feel, this week and see it and be able to go, oh, whoa, I don't want to keep doing this, right? So you can have some really powerful positive shifts in terms of how you can love yourself better, what kind of changes you can make and how you love yourself and how you take action and commitments in that row. So people can really make some karmic shifts for all time here over the next week and into this month. It's super powerful. It makes me very excited about releasing old karmic patterns and bringing in just a beautiful new energy with this new moon in Aries, new beginnings, flourishing in lots of ways. So that's what I see for the transits for this week. Take a little swig of my blue bonnet glass water. If you don't know, Texas flower is the blue bonnets, and spring we have blue bonnets blooming everywhere in this state. That's why it's our state flower. It's one of the first flowers to bloom in the spring. Okay, so I'm going to start off by talking about the astrology for every sign, and then I'll do a card for each sign. So I'm going to start with the Aries. So Aries, if your rising sign is Aries, but if your sun sign is Aries, this can piggyback on this as well. So that means Aries rules your first house. So this new moon, new beginning on Friday is in your first house. The first house is how you show up in the world, how other people see you. So this can be a new beginning into what you're doing on this planet, how other people see you. You could change up something about your physical appearance with this new moon. Decide to change your look, like to a Madonna, and have a whole no look change up your hair, decide to do something differently, start a new program that influences how you show up in the world, right? That's one of the ways. So let's look and see what the cards say for this week for Aries. And this is your sun, your moon, or your rising. Fall off my hand. Might as well start off with my favorite favorite card, the healing card. If you watch me regularly, you'll know that this card has been the #1 card that's been coming up. And it's appropriate because Aries has Chiron is in Aries right now. So the Aries are experiencing this healing and this new beginning and this new moon on a very personal level. Really powerful healing opportunities this week for the Aries. And to me, I feel like this is like a deep level karmic healing, a healing in how you feel about yourself, how you look at yourself, what you believe is possible, like healing low self-esteem, healing disbelief or doubt in yourself, healing procrastination or where you've held yourself back or pulled yourself off track. This feels like this healing card pertains to these deeper issues. Like if you've been in these patterns and you've been knowing, I feel like most of you have already been getting the information. You've already been seeing the areas that you need to improve, tweak, really just a baby step moving forward in any area you're trying to work in every day, just persistent. You don't have to change everything overnight all at once. But if you're every day just trying to be a better version of yourself than you were yesterday, and please, please, please go into some form of meditation, prayer, breath work, chanting, walking in the woods, soaking in the tub, staring into flame, where you get out of your logical, rational mind, out of your emotional body, and receive downloads from spirit that can really help you get that extra lift that you've been trying to wrestle with something and change it on your own. Turn it over. Ask for divine help. There are spirit guides. There is a higher source. Your own higher self wants the best for you. It's the ego, the lower self, that grabs the reins and controls and gets stubborn. Aries, you guys, stubborn is usually your middle name, right? And refuses to change and doesn't really want to. I don't feel like it. And no, this is an opportunity to make some loving, compassionate shifts, healing how you talk to yourself, right? Can you talk to yourself with more compassion? Can you be more forgiving? Can you give yourself a bigger leash? When you mess things up, can you say, okay, that's all right. We'll do it better next time, right? Get the insights. It'd be a great time, if you're not already, to start writing in a journal, writing your dreams down, writing insights that you get every day, psychically, spiritually, like staying in touch with yourself and making commitments, like writing gratitude lists, whatever. Like this is a great new beginning for Aries this week because it's in your sign. So this is personal. You can really empower yourself for an amazing next year. This could be the best year of your entire life if you really stop avoiding the areas that you know you need to shift and change and you need to heal. The spirits, guides, the angels are with you on this. They can channel healing energy for you and to you as well. You don't have to do it alone. You can really ask for help from the universe. Universe, bring me some help. It could show up in physical bodies of other people saying, hey, I can help you with that. Or the universe can bring, if you don't know how to make the changes, the universe, ask the universe to bring the people into your life that you need help, that'll help you make the changes you need, or give you the insight, or give you the inspiration. Or you might find that YouTube video or that book to read that is exactly the message that you need. But this feels super positive. I'm going to go with, we've been seeing this card a lot over the last several months, but this is a fundamental shift for the Aries this week is what I get. Like, I really feel like y'all would report to me next week, wow, this was probably the most powerful week of your life. That's what I'm feeling for the Aries. Ooh, and I got goosies with that. So that's a confirmation on that. All right, a swig of my water here. We'll go to the Tauruses. Now, if you're Taurus rising, then you have Aries in your 12th house. So the 12th house is about past lives. It's about the subconscious, the unconscious. So this new moon, new beginning in Aries is happening in your 12th house if you're a Taurus rising. If you're a Taurus sun, you could use this as well. So this is like deep level new beginnings. Like you could really have some psychic abilities coming up, past life wounds coming to the surface so that you can really heal them for all time. A new beginning in your karmic patterns. Like where is your uh, skip in the record, right? Where in your life do you get caught up in the same place? That's a karmic issue. It's a 12th house past life issue. So you can have some amazing insights on that this week and really make some positive changes. Again, when you just ask for help from your higher self, from your guides, your angels, to really show you how to make a deep level change. The realization, the insights around it are the major thing, like seeing what you weren't looking at or couldn't see before, right? Subconscious, unconscious, once it becomes conscious, then can be cleared and it can be let go. So this can be a very powerful week on a deep level. Like you may be the only one that notices this new beginning because it's so deep in your chart. All right, so let's see what the Taurus is, what the guidance is for the Tauruses this week. I'm gonna actually have to take off this ring because it's trying to fly off my finger. Okay, we've got the conditioning card showing up. So I'm going to tell you the story. The story behind this card is that this lion gets lost as a cub and falls in with a pack of sheep. So his whole life, he's with sheep. And what are they doing? They're eating, they're sleeping, they're, going to the bathroom, and that's it. They're not moving very quickly or very fast. They're all just laying around with each other. And the lion is completely restless. He does not understand why. And he's trying to check in. Nobody else seems to be bothered, right? Everybody around him, they're just happy just to be chilling, right? Till one day another lion spots him in with all the sheep. And he's like, dude, come here with me. And he takes him to the nearby water source. And the lion looks into the water and sees his reflection and realizes, oh, I'm a lion. So this is this card that comes up when your environment is not your tribe, when you are not in the right work environment, right relationship, friend circle, group, whatever, you're working out at the wrong place. Like if you're finding that you don't resonate with the people around you, you remove yourself and go to a new place. That's what this card is saying. It's the conditioning card. We can tell ourselves over and over again something, we're supposed to be doing something and force ourselves, make ourselves. This is like, what are you telling yourself you're supposed to do? What do you tell yourself you should be doing? Like, don't should on yourself. That should comes from logical, rational mind. That's not coming from intuition. What would you love to do? What would bring you joy? What are you drawn to? These are the intuitive questions to ask yourself, to remove yourself away from the things that are putting you to sleep in your life, the people that are not good fits, and where can you extricate yourself from a situation that doesn't feel right. So Tauruses, search your soul. Where in your life do you feel like you're the lion in with a pack of sheep? You can make those changes this week, right? This may be a deep subconscious pattern. Since this new moon is happening in your 12th house, you can change this. You can make the determination to change it. Even if the change doesn't happen this week, you're like, I'm going to get a new job because I'm not going to work with these people anymore. Or like, this relationship is not a good reflection of me. This person cannot see me clearly, right? Whatever the issues, I'm not going to play with this band anymore. They don't play the kind of music I like. Whatever it is, you can make a big, powerful shift to follow your own inner voice and follow your heart this week, Tauruses. Or at least, like I said, have the realization of what needs to be changed. Put that on your vision board for the new moon, what you're going to shift or change. All right, now we'll go to Gemini. So Gemini, if you're Gemini rising, you have Aries ruling your 11th house. 11th house is the house of networks, groups, connections. So this new moon may be a new group that you connect with. You might try out a 12-step group that you really love. You may connect with a new church or synagogue or temple. You may join a new exercise group, or wherever there's people gathering together. This is the 11th house, right? Networks, connections, groups, friends. So you're going to have a new beginning this week and over this next year in this area of your life, in the area of groups, networks, and connections. So let's see what's a card for the Geminis this week. You have the aloneness card, which is the opposite of groups, networks, and connections. So this is where you go and you get alone. Even if you're in church or in a drum circle with other people, you're having your own spiritual connection. That's what this card is about. The aloneness card could mean that you're alone in your life and you're not in a relationship and you feel abandoned by your family and friends. This is the spiritual seeker. It's the hermit in a traditional tarot deck. And this guy is looking into the light. So he's on a spiritual search. He is seeking. So this is about really diving in deep to spiritual practices, into prayer, into maybe a new spiritual community. Since this new moon is in your 11th house, this could be searching for, where are your people hanging out? Like, you've been hanging out with one group of people, you've been trying to meditate. Maybe it's time to join a new group, check out a new yoga class, check out a new spiritual center of some sort, right? Or a new spiritual practice. You could even do that online, plug into the matrix that way. Go into a meditation, a new beginning when it comes to your connection to the divine. But this is very powerful spiritually this week for the Geminis. It's like really getting out of your head and trying to figure out what the path is, and trusting your intuition to open up and lead you, and trusting insights that come in. Like this light brings awareness and insights and realizations and aha moments. Your dreams could be super vivid this week, could be really directional. Pay attention to your inner psychic promptings this week, when you feel, you may feel called to some new group connection, place where you're going to connect with others spiritually. Even if it's like going to some place where the spiritual people are hanging out, like in Austin, that could be like Casa de Luz macrobiotic restaurant. You may feel called to go do that, or called just to go down to Town Lake and take a walk, right? So trust your promptings of where you feel guided or led, because to me, I feel like it's guiding you into a new connection with new people, and new people that are going to bring some new spiritual food to you, is what it feels like for the Geminis. All righty, and we'll go to Cancers. If you're Cancer rising, then you've got Aries ruling your 10th house. The 10th house is the house of mission in this world, like what you came in here to do. It's also the house of the boss, the CEO, the dad. So if you've got Cancer rising, this new moon is happening in your 10th house. So this could be a new beginning in terms of a career for you, a mission, a career that feels like mission, not just a job where you go to work, but a career where you feel like you're fulfilling why you came here on this planet. And it could be that it's not a job or career at all. It could just be that how you operate. You could be a stay-at-home mom and feel like your mission is to inspire children, and right, and you could get downloads or insights in spirit in that way, new beginnings when it comes to how you're parenting, if that's the case, because 10th house can be the house of parent. It's traditionally the house of dad, but a lot of single moms out there will find that they've got strong 10th houses as well, because they have to be the dad and the mom. So Aries new moon in your 10th house is a new beginning in your mission on this planet. So that's super powerful, super exciting. See what your card is for the week. Got the postponement card. So this card shows up when you're feeling like you're on hold, so you have to wait for something, something's taking forever to happen or shift for you. And this card shows up as representing depression for people. And it usually happens with creative people who aren't channeling their creativity. So one of the antidotes for depression is to just get creative, even if it's to just do a puzzle, but anything you can just just start something, right? It could be start writing, start researching recipes, start a garden, right? Like this is a new beginning in this, this block that you could be experiencing. If this card feels like it's resonating for you, could be a block when it comes to this mission. It could be a block around these new beginnings or something that seems to be preventing you from being able to start something new, a new sense of life, a new phase of your life. If something's blocking or showing up to kind of feel like, I can't, trying to get something new started. Someone keeps blocking me or something keeps blocking me. Like, this is about being resilient and envisioning, even if you can't have it be happening right now, what is the vision of when you're over this obstacle? Like, if this could be up against an obstacle, so what does it look like when you're on the other side of this obstacle? Take yourself there, meditate on being on the other side of it. And when you're feeling good, meditate on when you're like being able to practice for several hours a day your instrument, or when you're writing songs, or you've written your memoir already. Like, get yourself on the other side of the block, and that can help you just get the chi flowing towards it. And like, ask for help from the guides, from your higher self. Like, I need help here. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling stuck. This postponement card can be about feeling stuck. So how do you get the chi flowing? Just even a little bit. How can you keep hope alive and have the color come back instead of this, this gray that's showing up as something that's blocking you or keeping you stuck or making you feel funky, right? Are you letting someone else's energy affect you? Cancers, y'all are very often empaths. So when you deal with a situation, if you don't process it clearly, you're going to have the residue kind of linger and get you blocked or stuck, especially if you deal with someone toxic. It can go all over you and just paralyze you. So cancers in particular, you need to wring yourself out. So what can you do this week to be a new beginning into keeping yourself squeak? It's like stepping out of that shower where you feel invigorated, you've just cleaned yourself. Like, it feels like you need that feeling for your life right now, and this new sense of mission. And like, no matter what obstacles may come my way, I'm going to keep this joyful, resilient spirit going. You're not going to stop me. You're not going to get in my way. If I can't see clear about what that is, I'm going to be clear, right? You can just affirm clarity. I'm receiving clarity about my sense of direction. I'm receiving clarity about how to take action. And all you ever need to get the clarity for is this one day. What today do I feel guided to do? What today can I do to bring myself a sense of peace and joy in my life, no matter what's going down around me? When I've been having some funky days in the last few weeks, last month, I remind myself of what's happening on the other side of the planet, and that at least I'm not having to grab my children and what clothes are on my back and take my very few possessions to a whole new country. Like, put things in perspective too. It's like, it could be worse, right? And every day I've been sending prayer to the people that are affected by the war in Ukraine. And I just really recommend all of you doing that as well. But particularly if you're up against a toxic or difficult person, to remind yourself it could be worse, and to pray for the person that's creating an obstacle for you, whoever that might be, right? Pray for the blocks in your life to turn into benefits. That's what I would suggest for the Cancers for this week. All right, now we'll move to the Leos. Leos have Aries ruling your ninth house. The ninth house is the house of foreign travel and foreigners. It's of higher learning, education. Anytime there's initials after your name, whether that's a master's or a law degree or a PhD or an MD, or whether you're autodidactic and you're self-taught and you learn or always studying, this is the ninth house. It's also the house of the spiritual guru, of learning things spiritually. So this new moon in your ninth house can be a new beginning when it comes to spiritual paths, new things you want to learn, and new places you may want to visit, or new people coming into your life that may be foreigner, maybe from another place on the planet. A new connection with any of these things is what this new moon in Aries means for the Leos. And let's see what your card is. Oh, there we go. We got the source card. And Leo, your sign is the sun. So, and Leos are in a good space with the sun at Aries because that's trining your sign. So this is about the source of all things showing up in your life. This is about spiritual connection. This is about feeling like you have the energy and the passion to go for it. No limitations. The universe is supporting you. Whatever you want, you can achieve. You can, if you can envision it, you can do it. Part of the problem of not being able to achieve goals is not having the vision for it, not having the goal. So get a clear sense. If you got an area in your life that where there's a block or obstacle or someplace that's stuck, what do you want to have experiencing in this? And then ask for divine help, because this is saying everything's possible. The sun can just shine and illuminate the way, right? Like when it's gray and cloudy, sometimes we feel funky, but when the sun's out, Leos in particular feel great. It's your time to shine. So this ninth house thing, you could be the teacher too. You could be like channeling for others as well with this beautiful source energy. It could just be moving through you and out your mouth or out your hands to others, and it be powerful. You may be really getting powerful feedback from others this week. Thank you so much. What you said was exactly what I needed to hear. Oh my God, thank you for helping me. I needed this. Thank you for your insight, your direction. Like this new beginning in your life with the new moon this week feels super powerful and just heartwarming. This could be new relationship because the sun is about your heart too. Leo is about your heart. It's about creativity and romance. Leos are all about romance and creativity and children. And so this is like just something that warms your heart that's happening this week too, that you could just, it's a feel good week. And particularly around the new moon when the sun is there, the source card, you've got what you need. Tap into it and channel it. That's what I have for the Leos. All right, go to the Virgos. If you're a Virgo rising, then Aries rules your 8th house. 8th house is the house of the psychic. It's the channel. It's being able to receive information from the other side. It's transformation. It's death and rebirth. And so if you've got a new moon in, well, if you have a new moon hitting in your 8th house, if you are a Virgo rising. So that means that there could be a new beginning in your psychic abilities. There could be something new that's deeply, deeply transformative. It's also the house of sex. You could have a new sexual relationship coming in that could be very nice, right? Or a new depth in your intimate relationship with someone you already have going on right now. So death and transformation, psychic abilities, channeling. These are all things that could be coming along with this new moon this week for the Virgos. Let's see what your card is. Same card I just drew, the source card. So this is super powerful. This is the source of all things. This is you being able to channel source energy, especially with this new moon in the 8th house. This is you being a psychic. This tells me that there's something new opening up where something's moving through your body, moving through your mouth to others. Like open up and allow source to use you. Be a channel this week, Virgos, so you can bring warmth to other people. You can get that insight. You can get that enthusiasm for life, the power of the spirit. You may feel the spirit this week for sure. I really see you channeling this week with this new moon in the 8th house. Is like, I think out of your mouth is what people are needing to hear this weekend. You will probably get the feedback from others that that's exactly what they needed to hear. Super powerful energy. I'm just seeing like solar plexus and heart chakra opening to just this sense of feeling good about your life and where you're at right now. And that like I mean, Virgos can be so perfectionistic and critical. And it feels like this week you get a little bit of escape, a little vacation from the critical mind, and just can like sit in the warmth of the sun like you're on vacation, and just like being able to really soak up the sun's rays and just know that everything's going to be okay. And this is like a sunny, optimistic take on life and things this week. And it's good news I'm getting too, that you feel like, oh God, the universe is really, really has my back. I'm not here alone. I'm getting support from the universe. The source is moving through you this week, Virgos. All right, Libras. Like I said earlier, if you've got Libra rising, as I do, you've got Aries in your 7th house of relationships. So this new moon is going to be new beginnings in relationships for you. It could be a new primary relationship or a new aspect in a primary relationship. It can be new friends coming in, new networks, connections, new clients. New beginnings in relationships for the Aries rising. Libra rising, Aries. And here, just like the Aries, I drew the healing card again for the Libra risings, or the Libras. You can go back and listen to what I said for the Aries, because I drew this card for the Aries. And if you've been watching me regularly, you know that this card has been showing up again and again and again for people. So I feel like I had a powerful share for the Aries with the healing cards. So go back and watch the Aries video, because I drew this same card and it'll be the same information true for the Libras this week. It's about channeling healing energy. It's about feeling healed in your relationships, feeling a healing shift, feeling a karmic shift when it comes to your relationship. Something is going to be so deep and so dramatic. You will not miss it this week, Libras. This is beautiful, beautiful healing when it comes to this new moon. And like I said, go back and see the Aries if you haven't already watched it, because it'll be for you as well. All right, we'll go to Scorpios. So if you're a Scorpio rising, then you've got Aries ruling your 6th house. And this 6th house is the house of health, of service to others, and also daily work. So you have a new beginning in these realms. You may start a new exercise routine, a new diet, healing plan, new program at work, a new job. You may start volunteering for a nonprofit with this new moon energy. But you're going to feel it on your daily life, an everyday thing. And you may initiate it this week and then be continuing this. Whatever you start this week will continue for the whole year. This new beginning is super powerful in this realm of health, service to others, and daily life. And I've drawn the harmony card for you guys. So this is about being in a beautiful, harmonious relationship. It's about connection. It's the 2 dolphins that are swimming together. It's coming from, there's a connection between the heart and the 3rd eye. So this person's eyes are closed. So often this portends to a psychic connection with someone. This could be someone who hasn't even come into your life yet. You may be feeling someone psychically that you're wanting to come in for a relationship. You may be psychically tapped into someone who's crossed over and is no longer in a physical body. You may be feeling them in a strong, powerful way this week. You may be having a psychic connection with someone that you know on the other side of the planet, or that's not in your town or neighborhood, that you pick up on each other psychically. If any of these scenarios, I feel like you're going to get proof that there's someone on the other side, right? You're going to get a message from the universe. For example, you may be thinking of your friend that's in another state and they contact you, or you see something about them on Facebook that is right after you were just picking up on them. So this is about psychic abilities, intuition, connected with other people, and that information is being confirmed by the universe is what I'm getting. And the harmony card, feels beautiful. This is a beautiful connection. These aren't negative feelings that you're picking up. These are beautiful feelings of love and connection and psychic. And very often, since it's the dolphins, it's 2 people tuning to each other. So you could be putting a desire out there for relationship, divine right relationship. You could be single, and whoever your partner is destined to be, maybe doing that same prayer work visualization to try to meet you. That kind of thing could be going on too, in which case you'll get a confirmation. If you're praying or getting in contact with a loved one that's crossed, they may very well show up in your dreams or something that reminds you of them to confirm that they are indeed around you and are aware of what you're doing for them or thinking of them. Same thing with a loved one that's somewhere else. You could be having this connection with someone that you see every day too, and just having a super psychic connection with them. Like, you start to say the same thing at the same time, or you both have the same idea about something, or you both have the same dream. There's a beautiful synchronicity when it comes to something in relationships this week, Scorpio. So it feels really good. You're getting feel like you're carried by the universe this week. And this Pisces energy with Neptune and Jupiter in it is super powerful. It's trining your energy in Scorpio. So I feel like your psychic abilities are also just super heightened this week in general. And over the next couple of weeks for sure. But enjoy these spiritual psychic downloads and connections with others. I want to hear about them. All right, so now we'll move to the Sagittarius. And if you're a Sag rising, then Aries rules your fifth house. And fifth house is a house of romance and creativity and children. So this new moon, new beginnings, is happening in this realm. You may have information about a new child coming along, whether that's yours or maybe a grandchild, or someone in your life is newly pregnant or newly having a child. There could be something new with one of your children. If you've got children, it could be new romance. This is a house of romance. New creative projects can be happening for you this week with this new moon. So this is a beautiful, juicy, passionate energy. It feels very fun. A lot of passion is what I'm getting. Like whatever is starting up, it's going to be a new something more deeply passionate. It's like a new area of your life gets colored or filled in, and it feels super lovely. So embrace that. Sag rising for Sages. Let's see what your card is for this week. The Success card. Da, 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 da. This is, yes, thank you, hallelujah. This is like something you've been wanting to finally happens. There's a celebration, good news. You're not having to work as hard. Like the universe is carrying you, like you're getting to ride on this tiger, taming the tiger. This could be overcoming an addiction, just feeling relieved about something, just like someone coming in that really makes you excited. You may get accolades at work or promotions, or post on social media goes viral, or just feeling good about your life in such a way that you're throwing your hands up and like celebrating. Success is the card that's representing you this week in this new moon. So this new year could be just super successful, particularly in this realm of creativity, romance, and children. There's new beginnings in these areas of your life that just feel wonderful. It is grounds for celebration for the Sages this week. So enjoy. All right, we'll go to Capricorns. If you're a Capricorn rising, then Aries rules your fourth house. The fourth house is the house of home, of family. It's your mother. So you can have new beginnings in your relationship with your mom, or if you are a mom, or new beginnings in your home. You could have a new home, move your home. You could have changes in your home where there's new people coming into your home. You could do renovations at your home, redesigning, rearranging furniture in your home, a new fresh layers of paint in your home. But it's also like, who is your home, who your home bodies. There could be new people coming in that are just like, feel like home. Someone that you might room with or share a home with could also be coming in with this new moon and this next year as well. Let's see what else the Capricorns need to know this week. Okay, this is the card of the day. This is the third time this source card has come up. Came up for the Leos and for the Virgos. So you can actually go back and watch those videos and see what I say there. But this is the light of the universe showing up in your life. This is like feeling loved, feeling supported, feeling like your heart chakra is expanding, feeling like the universe is moving through you, that you could be channeling for others, and just feeling like you're finally getting recognition, you're finally being able to achieve something that feels like you're getting support from the universe and you're not trying to do it all yourself. There could be some new thing that you're creating that's coming through you, not just from you. Again, you could feel inspired in writing or communicating with others. You could just say the right thing to people. You can heal people. It just feels like your light is on. You're feeling good. You're feeling happy. You're feeling optimistic about life and what the new year, astrological new year, is bringing for you. Um, it just feels really good, really positive energy. The source card. This is plugged into all that is and feeling that you are not having to generate it. It's not coming from your ego, that you can plug into a higher source and let that energy carry you along instead of struggling. It feels like you're moving out of a place of struggle and feeling relief and finally like, okay, finally something shifted. There, life is full of struggles. There will be struggles ahead, but this feels like you've overcome some big hurdle and that things are getting easier now. That's what I'm getting for the Capricorns. All right, so Aquarius risings. If you're Aquarius rising, then Aries rules your third house. Third house is the house of communication. It's about siblings and neighbors. And it's also like social media and any kind of writing or networking with others when you're communicating your writing. So new beginnings in these realms of your life. You could have something new happen with your siblings or with neighbors running, with a new neighbor. You could have a new launch of something off of social media, new website, a new plan where you're communicating with others. A new pen pal could be a third house, new beginning energy. You could start writing in your journal every day. You could start writing on that memoir, finish it. It's about in new beginnings, initiating usually, but if it's something you've been working on, it can be bringing that final conclusion. Maybe you're moving to that next phase. You've been already writing the book and now you're getting new connections when it comes to publishing it. That kind of thing could happen because publishing is a third house thing as well. It's the internet, social media, communications of all kinds, new beginnings in this realm. New conversations with others. Got the turning in card for you. This is one of my psychic cards. So this is a new beginning when it comes to psychic downloads, spiritual connections this week, really picking up on other people, like having your psychic abilities be heightened, really feeling that influence of the Jupiter, Neptune in Pisces energy and all that stellium and Aquarius in your sign. So this is like, you might even feel overloaded. There may be so much information coming in psychically that you need to like, wait, one at a time. Talking to the guides, talking to loved ones that want to come through you one at a time, just like line up, form a line. But I feel like you could really channel information this week, like get that pen, do automatic writing, have a lot of information coming over in dreams, just picking up on people left and right. Like just feels like your psychic abilities could be exponential this week. Aquarians are usually very psychic anyway, in touch with their intuition, but this feels like intuition on steroids this week, the turning in card. This also is like going into meditation. So if you get too busy in the world, too much stimulus, make sure you go within, breathe deeply, chant, pray, meditate, climb in the tub and soak, go for a walk in the woods, like whatever you need to do to tune down the frenetic energy so that you can get a clear signal and a clear connection with your divine self is what I'm getting for the Aquarians. And then last but not least, the Pisces. If you are a Pisces rising, then you have Aries ruling your second house. The second house is about our values, our valuables, where we store things, our food, our money, how we make our money, um, our sense of worth. So you could have a new beginning when it comes to work. Um, that would be bringing in money or a paycheck, a new beginning when it comes to how you take care of your body, a new routine around how you feed yourself, new exercise routine, how you move your body. So this is, you could have new money coming in, a new form of being able to bring in money, income. Um, so these are the things I'm really getting, like a new sense of valuing self is one of the things I'm getting for the Pisces. Like really putting yourself first. What's the best way to take care of your physical body? What's the best way to take care of your finances? What's the best way to take care of you? And really like turning up the volume on that and making an intention with this new moon to do something differently and to carry it through for the rest of the year. Let's see what your card is, Pisces. The comparison card. This is like the oak tree trying to compare itself to the bamboo to the oak tree. Like you don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. Older, younger, you should have already done this. You know, you can compare yourself to who you were the day before and hopefully have an improvement. But please do not compare yourself to other people. Judge yourself for where you are in your journey. Oh, these people are married and I'm single, or I'm in a miserable relationship and everybody else is happy, or everybody else has degrees and I never went to school, or what, however it is that you're finding yourself less than is usually what's underneath this in comparison. You could be comparing people in the world around you, like he's not good enough, he doesn't measure up, you know, there's a lot of like in your head is what I'm getting with the Pisces. So and I feel like you could be really swimming, especially with this Jupiter Neptune combo in your sign. There can be a strong emphasis on where you're pulling yourself out. Where are you being delusional in your life and fuzzy thinking and not seeing things clearly? Where are you ignoring things that you need to look at soberly and clearly, right? And where are you getting insights? Where are you getting pulled, prompted? Where do you feel uplifted by spirit? Where do you feel like your best self spiritually? Um, like what people lift you up, where do you get this, you know, because you guys are very sensitive, right? So you can be around people that really make you feel better and people that are toxic that make you feel worse. So go to where the positive people are, right? Connect with those people. Make sure you're making regular phone calls or text messages back and forth with your support team. Feels like you could really use an extra all hands on deck support team right now, right? And if people like make you feel worse, don't connect with them, right? Like, and if you're in a primary relationship with someone who makes you feel worse, think about getting out of that relationship because you deserve to feel honored, cherished, loved, and adored. I'm really getting shifts and changes though in how you treat your physical body. Like you've been trying to get off sugar or stop drinking. This is the time. Things are coming to a head. Like you're going to have like your body's shouting out at you too. Like if you're not listening to intuitive guidances of things that you've been getting, like you've been getting, oh, I've been getting that. If you continue to hurt yourself instead of heal yourself, it's going to come to a head, is what I'm feeling like. So you need to really commit to new nurturing ways to care for yourself. Particularly your physical body is what I'm getting for the Pisces, like really self care that shows up on how you physically take care of yourself, right? Do not avoid what you need to do for self care. Don't drown in depression or um, get caught up in the world around you so you don't see clearly. This is the time to really do a loving but clear assessment of yourself. Like no judgment, just notice like I feel like crap because I'm eating crap. Okay, I'm going to change it and I'm going to be feeling better. Like this is my new start, new beginning. So this is the best time of year to start this new intention with this new moon coming up this Friday. So that's what I'm getting for all 12 signs. If you've watched all of this, thank you very much for your long attention. I appreciate you greatly. Blessings and peace.